You are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So, peace at last. Thank God. This is unbelievable to be living in such a time of peace. It feels like the 60s. This feels like Woodstock. We are living through peace, like 12-day war. There were bombs and there were attacks and there was retaliations and then Trump tweeted, there's a ceasefire and now we've got peace, and I'm just so happy we've got peace now. The next 5-6 years should be pretty quiet then, I would say. I'm pretty confident this peace will hold. I don't think Israel are going to break the ceasefire as soon as they replenish whatever ammunition and missiles they've run out of or they're low on. And I'm 100% sure Iran thinks this ceasefire is real. They've packed up shop. They're on the beach now. They're like, the Israelis will follow the ceasefire, just like they did in Gaza. Everything is running smoothly now. It is wild times. Wild fucking times. It's going to be so interesting in 50 years. How old am I in 50 years? 90. The way my eyesight is going, I'm not even going to be able to read. I'll have an implant by then anyway. I'll be the smartest guy in the world. But everyone else will have an implant, so we'll all be the smartest people in the world. So I should be able to read the books that are forced upon me just with my chip. Anyway, it's going to be very interesting to see what fucking really went down during this period. They're not going to tell you the truth, but you might be able to get some sort of idea. I suppose you'll have an idea what actually happened from what happens over the next 10 years. Where we land as a society and a world, that will give you an indication of what happened. It's the fog of war. We're in the thick of it. I tell you what, there's a lot of good fucking analysts doing a lot of good fucking coverage of what's going on at the moment. But probably the best, and I'm hesitant to say it because he has been called a neo-Nazi, and he does call himself a white nationalist. So I could easily just not say who it is and just say it was the Chinese guy who predicted everything that was all over Twitter today. I forget his name, but his channel's called Predictive History. I listened to about 3 or 4 of them today. He's real good. Real fucking good, actually. Some fucking different ideas on the whole thing. A little bit of the history behind it. But the dude who is really razor sharp on this whole fucking thing knows it inside out and has fucking called every single step of the way is Nick Fuentes. That dude, even though he does have some questionable ideas... He has some very racist ideas. I haven't heard that much of his racism, but he has dropped the N-word quite a few times, and he does call himself a white nationalist. So I'm going to have to take his word for it. When someone tells you they're a white nationalist, you usually take their word for it. But his analysis on the Israel-Iran-US thing is fucking phenomenal. I listened to his Emergency Saturday fucking Rumble thing. He's not on YouTube. He's not on anything. I think he's on X. He does X posts, and he's on Rumble. He's banned everywhere else. But I listened to his Emergency Saturday podcast, and he just reeled off the whole history of the Middle East, Israel in the Middle East, from 1948 onwards. Just bam, bam, bam. Dates, names, fucking events, and put all the pieces together and pretty much walked you all the way up until the present day. and it crystallized everything. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. We're fucked. Everything's fucked. But he's been fucking great. I listened to him Saturday and I listened to 4 hours of him today at work, and it's really fucking good. Sometimes you have to separate the art from the artist. But anyway, you don't really need to listen to him anymore because we're in the middle of peace. I've never felt more secure and more at peace in my entire life. I don't think anything else is going to happen at all. I feel like they're priming us for aliens as well. I feel like the war might be a distraction for the collapsing economy, and then the aliens will come, which will be a distraction for the genocide and the war, which is a distraction for the collapsing economy. And I don't know what the aliens are going to do, but I feel like they're coming soon. Not the real aliens. The real aliens will come, but yeah, the fake ones will be here soon. I feel like propaganda in modern times is far worse than it was back in the day. Back in the day, it would have been more, it would have been more convincing because you only had like 1 or 2 outlets. There was like a newspaper and a TV show. And everyone trusted the newspaper and the TV show. And so whatever it said, you believed. So no one really asked that many questions. You were just like, yeah, all right, fucking TV said it. The fucking newspaper said it. I'm going to war, I suppose. Yeah, fucking let's do it. Who's the evil cunt? Now you like think you can unpick it, but there's just so much disinformation, counterinformation, bought for people. There's so many paid off people. It's gross. Just about everyone that comes past your feed has some sort of fucking agenda. It's like, I don't even know who you fucking turn to now for information. I like a few people. I like Jeffrey Sachs. He seems to be pretty consistent. I like John Mearsheimer. If you listen to Judge Napolitano, he usually has some good stuff. I don't know if I trust Nick Fuentes, but his analysis is razor sharp. There's an Irish guy living in Russia, and he does some pretty good stuff. His name's Che Bose. I also listen to Chris Hedges, even though he's a little bit on the dark side of the moon. He has been traumatized by war. He's pretty pessimistic, but he's more or less bang on the money most of the time, or all the time. But I've been starting to move towards Telegram because everything on Twitter is just, it's there for a reason, and I'm sick of just getting fed shit. So I'm moving towards Telegram because you seem to filter out most of the shit. So I'm on like the Russian Defense Ministry's Telegram page, and I don't know how much of that you can believe, but they give information. You can go on the Ukrainian one as well. Another guy who's great. Just listen to his translations of Putin. Mike Rossi Polsai. I've said it a million times now. He did a translation a few days ago, and it was Putin at a round table sort of thing with a bunch of international journalists. And if you don't want to watch the whole thing, because you need a bit of stamina to get through a full 1 hour Putin translation subtitle, but I'm used to it now, so I can do it pretty easily. But if you want to skip it, just listen to the last 10 minutes, because there's a German journalist, and it's the second question this journalist asks, and it's the last 10 minutes, but he asks Putin about Germany supplying the Taurus tanks to Ukraine. And Putin who usually is like, he's not very threatening. He keeps his emotions under wraps. But this really got him fucking going. And he basically goes, the Taurus tanks that Germany provide to Ukraine, no Ukrainian can operate them. Ukrainians can't operate them because they need satellites, and the Ukrainians don't do that. So who's operating them? The Germans operating them in direct contact with the Russian army. And he's like, if you continue to supply the Taurus tanks, it's not going to make one single difference to the outcome of the war. And then he goes, we have a history with you guys. We haven't forgotten. We've mended some of the past, but we haven't forgotten. And if you want to continue sending the Taurus tanks, there's no other way we can take that than a direct declaration of war against Russia. And if you want to fuck around, you're going to find out. Obviously, he didn't say all that stuff, but go watch the last 10 minutes of that. You need to find good analysts. And if you're coming to me for information, please, for the love of God, find someone else. For the love of God. Anyway, Bitcoin's up, so we are in peace times, and I'm happy we're in peace again. Anyway, that'll fucking do it for tonight, and I'll see you the fuck later.